Solve the following logarithm equation. Log of x with base a minus log of x minus 3 with base a is equal to log of 10 with base a. Welcome to this video where we'll solve again another logarithm equation. So to solve this equation, you have to remember that there is a property says that logarithm is defined for positive values. So here we have to make sure x is greater than 0. At the same time, x minus 3 is greater than 0. So let's find the domain. So we have x is greater than 0. Here we need x minus 3 is greater than 0. That means what? We add the 3, and we have x is greater than 3. So we want x to be greater than 0. We want x to be greater than 3. So x is greater than 0 and the x is greater than 3. Therefore, our domain here is what? X greater than 3. So if x is greater than 3, that means automatically is greater than 0. But x greater than 0 does not guarantee that x is greater than 3. So the domain has to be x is greater than 3. Now, they don't ask for the domain. They ask to solve this equation, but we need the domain. Why? Because after we finish solving this equation, we have to make sure the solution is a part of the domain. That's why it's important, to find the domain before you continue. Okay, so to solve this equation, there is a property which is very important. This property here, if log of x with base b is equal to log of y with base b, then x equals y. So to use this property, we need one single log in the left-hand side and one single log in the right-hand side. So for the right-hand side, there's no problem. So we're gonna rewrite the two logs in the left-hand side as a one single log before we apply that property. Okay, now to rewrite the two logs here as a single log, there is again another property. If you go back to the property side, we see that this property number 2 for the log side here is the one we're going to use, because they say logarithm of x over y with base a. Let's highlight. This is a logarithm of x with base a minus logarithm of y with base a. So that work like this and also backward. So having two logs with a negative sign will go back to a single log with division. That means what? The equation will become logarithm, so the base is a, so of x divided by x minus 3 is equal to logarithm of 10 with base a. So we're gonna have x minus 3, x over x minus 3 is equal to 10. And we're gonna solve for x. Okay, let's go to another page and we continue. So we have x over x minus 3 is equal to 10. Do you know that 10 is same as 10 over 1? I change 10 to fraction. Any number divided by 1 is the same number, or any variable divided by 1 is the same variable. So we have these two fractions and we can cross multiply to solve for x. That means what? X multiplied by 1, which is x, is equal to 10 multiplied by x minus 3. Okay, x is equal to 10x minus 30. How? Okay, we distribute the 10 to everything inside the parentheses. So to solve for x, we're going to subtract 10x on both sides because we want x on one side and the number without x also in the other side. Therefore, here we have a negative 9x is equal to negative 30. So this cancels out. Okay. So x here is like a 1x. The coefficient is 1. So 1 minus 10 is negative 9. And then to solve for x, we're going to have a negative 9x over negative 9 is equal to negative 30 over negative 9. We know that negative divided by negative is positive. Okay, and the 30 divided by 9 is going to be this one. We can simplify. So we know that 3 goes into 30 and the same time in 9. Therefore, you're going to have, so this is going to cancel out. You're going to have x is equal to 10 over 3. Now, we said that the domain is what? X greater than 3. So the question is, can we say that 10 over 3 is greater than 3? Yes, 10 over 3 is greater than 3. Therefore, the solution is what? X equals 10 over 3. Okay, now let's tell you this. Suppose you know that you have to find the domain before you solve this equation. It's not a big deal, but what you have to do is that after you finish to solve the equation, plug the solution. You plug it back in the equation. So you go here, you replace x by 10 over 3 in the first log and the second log. So you do the calculation to see if that gives you the same logarithm of 10 with base a. Yeah, so that's the way you could check your solution. Okay, let's solve one more equation. So this one, solve the following logarithm equation. Okay, so you're gonna see that in this equation, we have two logs in the left hand side and the no log in the right hand side. Okay, it's not yet a big deal, but what we'll do is to rewrite the two logs here as one log. So we're gonna have a log of 40 plus 7 divided by t with base 5 is equal to 2. So we use a product property to rewrite the two logs. Okay, having this, there is another property. Another property we'll see for log. Okay, yeah, this is the property here. So we have a log. This let's highlight it. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Okay, I don't have it in the list here, but no problem. I could write it down. So if logarithm with base a of x is equal to y, then x is equal to a to the y. Okay, so we're gonna use that property to continue. So we take a 40 plus 7 divided by t. This is same as 5 to the second power. That means what? We're gonna have 40 plus 7 over t is equal to 25. So 5 squared is 25. So again, we're going to cross multiply here. So we take this together equals this. So 40 plus 7 times 1 is a 40 plus 7 is equal to t times 25, which is 25t. Okay, we should start 40, 40, and we have a 7 equals 21t. Now, to get the t alone, we need to divide both sides by 21. Okay, equals 21t over 21. So we see that 21 cancel out, and the t equals, okay, we have a t is equal to 7 over 21. Can we simplify this? Sure. So t will be 1 over 3. Why? Because we divide the numerator and the denominator by 7. We have a t equals this. So I said something before that if you don't know how to find the domain, okay, it's not a big deal, but after you finish to solve the equation, you plug it back to see if that works. Okay, the thing is this, because t is 1 over 3, if you replace t by 1 over 3, you multiply by 4, that will be positive number plus 7, also positive number. That works for the first log. Because again, we cannot take a log of a 0 or negative number. Okay, t is 1 over 3. If you replace t here by 1 over 3, also that is fine, that works. So the solution is t equals 1 over 3. Okay, thank you. Feel free to subscribe to this channel so you can get the next video.